Hey there, folks. Welcome back to Let's Play Nobunaga's Ambition Sphere of Influence. I'm the Serious JG. That's Lu Bu. Last time, right at the end, I started to explain. I'm, it won't matter for people who aren't watching this quote live, but as I'm uploading these, I've been uploading 2 a day, and since they go over 30 minutes each, that's been over an hour a day of new material. And I had a couple of people really patting me on the back and saying, "Hey, that's great. I'm so happy you're doing that," and I really appreciate that from you guys. But I'm going to cut back at least for a little while to 1 a day. I don't know how long I'll keep that going before I might go back to 2 a day. I might even go to less than 1 video a day. But basically, I threw it out there as a question to people. Hey, is you guys enjoying the 2 videos a day? You think I should go back to 1 a day? If you are really happy with the fact that I might be going back to 1 a day, then it's me. It was all my decision. Because, well, I'll explain it the other way first. If you're really pissed off that I'm not doing 2 videos a day anymore, blame Saruko. Uh, that's not the actual guy's username. The YouTube user who made the Saruko character. There was I sort of threw it out there in a video, just kind of improvise and talk, and I don't really obviously script anything ahead. And I was like, hey, let me know in the comments if you want me to do 2 videos a day or 1 video a day. Most of the people who responded to that had positive comments about 2 videos a day. They were saying things like, oh, I always look forward to it. Hey, I've been waiting all night for these videos to come out. I'm so excited. I'm going to watch both of these before I go to bed. So, I've got a small but loyal group of fans who are watching 2 videos a day and who are into it, and I appreciate that, guys. It makes me feel good. But Saruko was one of the only ones who actually commented on that video to say, and what he basically said is, hey, I'm loving it, but you've probably got a lot of people who are having a hard time keeping up. And he's right. It had occurred, but he really kind of drew my attention to it. And in fact, by coincidence, 1 or 2 people, Soup Phantom was one of them, like within a day or 2 of me making that comment and asking for those responses, said in another video, an earlier video, making some joking reference to how they're falling behind and, oh man, I wish I had more time to watch these. I'm so far behind now. LOL. That kind of thing. I don't remember Soup Phantom saying LOL. I'm not trying to, belittle him or anything. But yeah, I had a couple of people who hadn't gotten to the point where I asked the question yet, just by coincidence, said, I'm having a really hard time keeping up here. And I've noticed that, although this is still easily my most watched series of my current series, the views have dropped off pretty substantially, and I think it's difficult for people to keep up. So I am going to slow down. Like Lethal was another one who mentioned that, yeah, enjoying the series, but just hard to watch at the rate I was uploading. And I'll tell you the truth, I had like a moment like last Sunday where I had some other stuff I wanted to do, but I just kind of felt obligated to sit down and play and record to keep it up. And like I might have like a Friday night where it's like, oh, I want to do something else, but if I don't get in a long session, I will run out, and that's no good. I mean, it's my hobby. I enjoy doing it. I'm not going to say I sat down and did it and hated every second of it, but the fact that I felt obligated to do it, that's a little funky. So I am going back to 1 video a day for a while. So apologies to everybody who's been watching at a breakneck pace and keeping up and enjoying that. But I would like for more people to be caught up and able to watch on a fairly current basis. And of course, I always love you folks who are not current at all but are just watching it late. Like, most of the LPs I watch are, frankly, a lot of the time, I'm like 10, 20, 30 videos behind. I still watch and comment. That's how I tend to do it. Especially guys like All Dragon. I'll be watching like one of his RPG series. He'll have like 3 going, and they're all uploading faster than I can keep up with. I'll just pick one and watch it. Anyway, that was a lot of nonsense, and now let's get back to this, because it'll be easy for you guys to keep up with the action if you're skipping these videos, and that's all that I'm doing. It's just chatting about stuff. Like characters. That's interesting. I didn't even look to see who was next, but I just flipped through until I saw my first non-generic female portrait, and it is Masaki Sakai, the next created character that needs to be considered. He's with the Hojo, and he's marching. Interesting. Sonopu Palace. I have a bad feeling about this. Yeah, I don't like where this is going. There's Masaki Sakai. You are not a created character, but You are not either. For a minute I thought you were. I don't think you are. Yeah, no, you've got a kind of a somewhat similar name to Lethal Felines critic character, but you don't actually have it. You're not a critic character. No, what's making me nervous is, where are these guys going? There's Lethal. Oh, there is a big force of guys. Oh, no. There are a lot of them. And they're going after Nagashino. Yeah, I was worried about this. It's finally happening. The Hojo have decided to move against the Matsudaira. Shit. Now I can't remember. Did I notice this was happening and I just haven't recorded in a little while? No. Looks like the I wonder. Do we have the option? Hojo clan trusts our clan deeply. Where do I go to? I know there's a way to. Here we go. The mediate command allows you to act as mediator and cause the two fighting clans to form a truce. You can only use this command when you are larger than both of the other clans. Nope, can't do that then. Have 80 or hard trust with both of them. The truce lasts for 6 months. So I could force a truce between the Takeda and the Nagao. It would last for 6 months, and it would use up all my trust of them. I can't make the Hojo stop attacking the Matsudaira, because the Hojo are too strong. I'm going to have to probably oppose the Hojo directly. This is going to suck. Either that or I could let them swallow up the Matsudaira. I mean, if we were just ignoring history now, but that means they'll get the Tokugawa officers. I do not like that. Ooh, this is going to be tough. How am I going to figure this shit out? Anyway, let's get back to the fairly comparably simple task of looking through all of the... Yeah, Masaki Sakai, you really drew my attention to something I wasn't wanting to see, as it were. But let's... this might be even slower than going through the... from start to bottom. 6 and 1/2 dozen of the other. The M's are in the middle. I guess it is actually slower, though. But Masaki Sakai, now next would be Master Miller. We know where he is. He's with us. So we'll just take a brief visit with Master Miller. He's in Nagashima Castle. He's got super high loyalty because he's stronger every day. He gets strong. He's got kind of not a really great treasure, but he is Lord of a Castle. He's got a treasure. It's not like super awesome, but he's Lord of a Castle, and it looks like he just had a pretty good score with us anyway, just based on how his, tenets and ideals and stuff worked out. Miliardo Peacecraft is hanging around somewhere. He's with that clan that's between the Hojo and the Date. So there's not a whole lot going on with them. They're just kind of hanging out. Miri Katoji would be next. Miri Katoji is one of the... that's interesting. One of the last officers of the Hojo. Sorry, not the Hojo. The Imagawa. You're probably marching against the Matsudaira right now. Do you have an actual bio? No, just generic. Mitsuhide Axe Echi somehow ended up with the Nagao instead of with us. I think he too was hanging around with the with what do you call them? The well, I guess Vulture Clan. Can't remember the actual clan name and when they got conquered. Mr. P is with us. He has been for a little while now. Mr. P caused us a lot of problems at one point, and I'm kind of treating him like my he's my Jiashu of this LP. He's the proof that Nobunaga will forgive a man of talent if he's willing to come to work for him. So I'm just looking for Mr. P's portrait so we can move on. He's got 20 loyalty because he's Lord of the Castle. He never got a treasure, but he's Lord of the Castle. The talented are rewarded. I just try to keep him from getting too pissy before the longevity bonus kicks in. Night Demon in all caps would be next. And he ended up with the same force as Zerfall and some other guys up there in the extreme northeast of Japan. Don't know what his starting force was, but that force that's running things up there now kind of absorbed quite a few forces. It's not the best geographical region of Japan as far as like having really productive territory to work from, but that clan has consolidated pretty good, and they've become, you know, a reasonably powerful clan. Next is Nobomasa Io. I think we may have passed now. Or maybe this is the guy who's complaining that I never showed up, you screwed up, I got killed before I could ever appear because you did my stats wrong. That might be that guy. Or maybe he just hasn't been born yet. But, couple of Odas here. Alright, so we'll go on to Pretty Princess Kaiden. Pretty princess, like, oh, my character died because my required loyalty was 7 instead of 6. I'm slightly more difficult to please than I should have been, and that killed me. Pretty Princess Kaiden is with the Asakura. There's certainly no problems that are going to befall the Asakura anytime soon. As a matter of fact, there's a good chance that we won't be fighting the Asakura as soon as we should be, because they're a pain in the ass for me to reach, and I'm going to... Unless the historical events that cause us to go to war happen, there's probably other people who's easier for me to attack. Raiden Weissman is the strong officer for us. He does not quite have max loyalty, but he's pretty close. He got a treasure, and he's talented, and I've got the special thing that makes talented guys happy. And he's not dead, which he was in my off-screening alternate dimension. So, look at it this way, Raiden Weissman. However unhappy you may be with any given aspect of the LP, despite being the smartest man in the universe, you're alive. Ryu Doragon, again, I had to apologize. The guy who made the Ryu Doragon character was a little bit behind in the videos, and he's not a big commenter, but he's still watching, and I found that out after having made the decision to give somebody else a title, thinking that Ryu Doragon's creator was no longer following the LP. Ryu Doragon's been a big officer for us. He's got, of course, really, really good stats for war, and we've gotten a lot of use out of him. And, yeah, he's super happy to be here. He's got a treasure. He's the accounting director. I did give him, that's right, I did give him a title afterwards. You actually got the best title of all. You're a CPA. CPAs do it better. That's what the ladies say. Next up is, you are a child of somebody or other. I'll occasionally stop at these female portraits to see. I like that portrait, but in fact, and somebody made the joke that she looks a little bit, she doesn't really look that much like, but the expression reminds me just a little bit of that evil chick from Lucha Underground who licks people's faces before they get murdered by Mil Muertes. What, Katrina? I think it's Katrina. Anyway, Rei Honganji. That's kind of like Rei Hino a little bit. Rei-shan. Oh, see, she's later returning to Tsuruga after Shingen forced Yoshinobu to kill himself. Well, that's sweet. She got married as part of the political alliance, and then the guy who forced the political alliance forced her husband to commit suicide. Nice. Nice going there, Shingen. You sound like a real sweetheart. So yeah, actually, after Ryu Doragon, I should be skipping straight down to Saruko. So let's do that. We know the deal with Saruko, folks. He's, in my off-screening, when I didn't, like, I wasn't really following their Sai Hojo, who's stolen the face of Charlton Jaina. But in my off-screening, when I was kind of just skipping through stuff fairly quickly and not like carefully managing every little thing and moving somebody to a castle to be lord as soon as they got upset, fucking asshole defected. I almost married him into the clan, and then I was like, no, fuck that. He's a 40-year-old ninja. He's going to be around for a while. He's fairly happy now, not just with... He's got the veteran officer thing, which helps a lot. The talented are rewarded thing helps. He likes the treasure that he's got, but the Oda getting stronger every day I like too. I think that just means that people don't want to defect. And this makes sense. People don't want to defect from a force that's really powerful. It's likely to come back and kick their ass later. Okay, so moving right along. Skadi North is next. It's a higher and higher percentage of these created characters actually work for us as we continue with the LPs. Sleepy guy. From a powerful family. He was blind since the age of 3. Oh, he's not sleepy, my bad. Unable to command, he adopted Motonari Mori's son to succeed him and became a monk. This guy shows blatant hostility. Oh, because he just got hired. I should probably give him a treasure, because he's a good officer. But this is something to worry about later. Now I'm supposed to be looking for Skadi North, so let's keep doing that. See, there's some neat... Oh, that's some dude. There's some neat portraits for some of the unique females, and then there's... I don't think I've seen generics using the Skadi North portrait, for example, but I like that portrait a lot. So yeah, she's been with us for almost from the beginning. Her pull score is practically maxed. I thought it could go to 110, or even 120. I don't know what the absolute max is, but she's right up there. She's at her personal max, I guess, when it's green. So, I mean, yeah, just brilliant for that political stuff, which is why, as unglamorous it is, she gets used for things like road work and building. But you know, she's a road work machine. Lord of the Castle. I gave her. Did I not give her a title? I guess not. I taught her a skill. I didn't give her a title. Teaching people skills does not increase their loyalty, but I still think of it as a reward to give to the characters that are being a big part. This guy, of course, popped up in a cinematic earlier. He will be the toughest officer in the entire Asakura army, which will be relevant should we ever face them. Here is Soup Phantom. I don't think he was trying to have a huge impact, but he is one of the guys who kind of drew my attention to the fact that I need to slow down the upload rate a bit. He's been with us for a while, and he's received a rank. He is the Bungo Prefect, because I don't want to be shown last month's balance by anyone other than the Bungo Prefect, and his pull score is 110 plus 20. Or sorry, 110 total. Skadi's capped out at 105, his capped out at 110, obviously both very high. Not quite sure how that works, why his could go higher than hers. If it has to do with ideals, skills, I'm not sure. Growth type, I'm not sure. But yeah, he's slightly better at politics than she is. A bit more intelligent. Not as good at war. Which is why I've seen Skadi actually in combat and stuff. Who are you? You must be ill, which is decreasing your stats. When Lord Okutsune's aide Uji Yoshio grew to Spadaki, and Okutsune's uncle killed him and forced him to step aside. I think there's something going on, and his stats are affected by being wounded, because they're very low, and his bio does not say anything about being like a freaking moron or anything like that. Speak Evil would be next, although I seem to have passed him by without noticing. Or has not appeared yet, or is dead. Okay, so next would be some young guy. Some young guy is with that force that's between the Date and the Hojo, who aren't doing much. Man, the Hojo. I'm going to have to fucking deal with the Hojo. I don't know what I'm going to do with the Hojo. I got 100 trust with them, but if I start fighting them to help the Matsudaira, I don't know that that trust will do any good. Here's another Katrina. There's a whole army of them ready to come lick your face. Don't go couch, nigga. Sorry, I don't know where that came from. sorry, that was not. I'm quoting the Chappelle Show. Obviously, that doesn't make it okay. Fuck your couch is okay. You probably, if you're a white dude, need to stop at that point. This guy is on the same group, in the same clan as Mysterious JG, but is all like wounded and shit. So I'm not sure what happened with him. Or it's just his age, yeah. Oh, you know what? That other guy's stats were red was, well, no, he's only 56. Whatever. Tadayuki Uhara would be the next one to check out. It's Tarataka Honda, the son of Tarakatsu. So where's Tarakatsu? I'm Tarakatsu. We went right by Tarakatsu Honda. Interesting. Or his son has been hired and he has not. But no, I'm supposed to be looking for Tadayuki Uehara. And that's him there. He's with the Azai. Maybe he's the one who's making jokes about how things are great with the Azai and the Oda and will never fight. Probably not true. Although if history breaks down, I guess we could maintain the marriage alliance indefinitely. We'll have to see. That'd be interesting if history breaks to the point where the plot doesn't force Nagamasa to betray us, or if we attack the Asakura before Nagamasa is actually head of the clan. But I don't want to do that because I'm still kind of hoping that I will be able to get history back on track to a certain extent. At least get, if not every single event, at least get a couple of events. Tanaka Tsukishima would be next. Tanaka Tsukishima is, of course, Pat Tanaka's cousin. Pat Tanaka, much older than you thought. This guy looks badass. It's Zhang Fei. He was actually in an event that popped up on my off-screening that didn't pop up on-screen, but it didn't affect the Yoda. The Bear of Hizen, controlling 5 regions and 2 islands in Kyushu. Killed in battle against the Shimazu. He looks like a Shimazu guy. I mean, not the armor, obviously, but the... And his spouse is Yomogi. That's nice. Nice that, like, bearded warrior man has a lovely young wife. But yeah, Tanaka Tsukishima, that's who I'm meant to be looking for here. Yeah, this... She really seems like she's meant to be, like, this is her portrait, and they're getting ready. They're, like, testing the waters for her as a, Oh, that's right, she's actually part of my clan now. They're testing the waters for her to be a Samurai Warriors character. This guy is the head of a clan that, like, they were the first clan to, like, want to join us and be our vassals. The 4 clans of Saishu. They repeatedly fought against the Kedabatake for control over central Ise, except that then they allied with us and we took those guys out. Toot sweet. Or, well, we took them out anyway. Tanaka... I probably passed him. Yeah, there he is. Tanaka Tsukishima. He's with the Nagao, but he's not marching, which is a bit of a surprise. And he's got good overall stats, and he's Lord of a castle. No treasure, though. I'm not criticizing, buddy. I'm just reporting on what I see. Here, coming up next is a guy that we might have to deal with sooner rather than later, because the Hojo are feeling froggy, and I'm trying to watch the Matsudaira and keep them alive. This guy right here. Although, actually, he's kin. We might never be able to get him to join. No hard feelings, Lethal, but if I capture you, I might have to kill you. You're a war machine, and you're fighting on a clan that will probably be a long-term enemy. Is my master seriously going to interfere in the lands of us retainers? Oh, because you're progressive and the Hojo are definitely conservative. But yeah, if he's kin, he may never be willing to leave the Hojo, which would basically mean in this game you can't imprison people like you can in Romance of Three Kingdoms and like work on them with time. They got to join you as soon as you capture them, or you don't get them. So if we get an opportunity, we might have to try to kill Toriyama Arisato. He might be too dangerous to keep alive. We'll see what happens on that one, folks. Maybe I can find some way to put off fighting with those guys for a while longer. I'd like to put off that confrontation as long as possible. Totoko Watachi would be next. And she's a really good intelligence and political officer and valor. She's actually overall a really solid character, but she's with the Imagawa. She's been with the Imagawa for a long time, and I doubt one of two things is going to happen there. One of three things. We have to go to war with the Hojo just to keep the Matsudaira alive. Although, frankly, I don't need to keep the Matsudaira alive if the history's broken. I hate to say it, I could betray them and take over their stuff. But right now they're a buffer between me and the Hojo, but they're not going to be able to hold off the Hojo without my help. So either the alliance with the Imagawa and the Hojo eventually ends, and the Hojo... Well, I guess there's four things could happen. The Imagawa become a vassal state to the Hojo. The Imagawa are absorbed by the Hojo, because if you look, we're now close enough to the bottom of the list that I can back out without losing too much time. The last Imagawa city there's Hojo between us and them. So we would actually have to take a Hojo city to even be able to attack the last Imagawa city that exists. Although we've been at peace long enough that they are now cautious of our strong influence rather than like refusing to ever talk to us again. But we or the Matsudaira could take them over, but only after we've taken a city from the Hojo, which seems unlikely anytime soon. Or the Hojo will take them over when the alliance expires and they decide, you know what, fuck you guys, we're just taking it over and running it for ourselves. Or they become a vassal state. But I think in descending order of likelihood, I mean, somewhere Matsudaira taking them over and us taking them over are the least likely scenarios. Of course, I'll take them over eventually when I take over all of Japan. That's the plan. So, Vulture Bean is next, actually, because we just did Totoko Itachi, right? Yeah, Vulture Bean is next. Vulture Bean, we know what force she's with, but I don't really know what she's up to. She might not be up to very much, frankly. She's a political type officer. She's with the Nagao. She gets on well with the master. She doesn't really get along with him great, but her required loyalty is low, which is why she ain't getting any treasure or anything cool. Really. I mean, that's just how it is. She does not have a spouse, because I don't know that you can do that with created characters. But she is in Nanao Castle. While Vulture Bobo is in Shibata Castle. He is marching. He's actually out there in the war. And his loyalty is actually... His required loyalty is even less than hers, and his actual loyalty is a little less, too. He's Lord of a Castle, which is honestly more than Bean can say. But she gets along better with her master than he does. But yeah, he's out there as part of the battle against the Takeda. And she's just on the back line. She's taking care of the home front, folks. That show that apparently has been accused of being racist against Arabs per some sketch I saw the other night. I've never seen Homefront. I really have no idea. And we've got Yamada Okada. What a great name, Yamada Okada. He's overseer. He's a retainer. He doesn't take much to keep him happy, and he's totally thrilled with these guys. He's a veteran officer. He agrees with the master's ways of doing things. Just super fucking happy over there at Taka Castle with the shitty Jobber clan. I mean, he's with one of the smaller clans. Where are they? I'm curious now. They're with the guy with the super awesome cape. He looks like he's wearing a cape. He looks like a super villain. Anyway, he's got quite a few officers, but they've got one little. Well, no, yeah, they've got one little city. That's it. They are. They have no allies. They are not vassals of anybody. They're just kind of the last remaining city of some force. Don't know how much longer they'll last, but it doesn't seem like they're really in anybody's line of sight as far as needing to be eliminated or dealt with in any way. Zei Kenpachi is next. He's with the Azai. He's lord of a castle. Proud veteran. We'll be taking his ass out at some point. No offense. Nothing personal. Zelnorak Tetsu no Kabe is still with that weird Wakasa Takada clan. Which for some reason is over in like West Central Honshu, excuse me. Yeah, they're a vassal of the Imago who's up there kind of in the neighborhood of the Asakura and the Azai. I don't get their deal. Like maybe there's some plot event with them and the other Takada, but or I just don't know my history and they have no real connection with the other Takada besides name. And finally, last but not least, is Zer Uncle Ball Do Ball. He's at Toko Castle. They're not really doing that much to keep him happy. Well, he's got a treasure. I guess the problem is he really disagrees with his master about a lot of things. And somebody is actively working to decrease his loyalty. He has the discontent thing. But he's a veteran, lord of a castle. He's got a treasure. I guess, actually, other than making him a clan member through marriage, or giving him a title, which they can't do, because I don't think they've got any titles. They've done what they can for this is Zurfo. Get your shine on, get your shine on, get your shine on. Zurfo. What I'm going to do real quick before we end the video, it is time for the video to be over, by the way. This won't count. I just want to see what is going on over here. So I'm not going to actually save any of this. But I'm going to get time advance to see what the Hojo are up to. Yeah, this is what I thought. Our messengers come from Matsudaira. Will you grant an audience? They want a relief force to defend Hikuma Castle. We cannot win alone. Will you help us? Just to see what happens, I'm going to refuse. What happens? Well, Hikuma Castle... Yeah, Hikuma Castle is under attack. Holy fucking shit. I can't save it. 7,000. It's actually 9,000, 7,000, 5,000, 22,000, 11,000, 10,000. If I could somehow save that castle, the number of troops I would... Damn. I don't think I've got enough to save them. But it would be a hell of a hurting I would put on the Hojo. Oh man, things are going to get real interesting next time if I actually try to help. This is some fucking serious shit here. Okay, change of plans. Think I've got to extend that alliance with the Imago and concentrate on keeping the Matsudaira alive for a while. At least the Hojo are actually in war, which means that they'll start taking some losses. Unfortunately, they'll also be killing me. The attitude of these guys is neither hostile nor interested. They're an ally. I had an off-screen experience where I refused. I tried to help. The Azai asked for help, and I tried to help, but somehow my unit didn't touch. Like, they encircled the castle they wanted help attacking, and therefore my unit couldn't encircle, which triggered a message that I had failed to reinforce, and their status went to something like wary, and the description was confused by our unwillingness to aid them. What if I were to... Cannot select because it is not adjacent to your controlled territory. Doesn't look like I can, nope. Can't do it automatically. All our castles are ready. Perhaps now is time to go on the offensive. I would have to individually order these cities to attack. Can Hideyoshi make the save? Well, now I'm like actually starting to get into a turn. So I just told them I wasn't going to help them. But next time, folks, I think our first order of business is going to be a big fucking throwdown with the Hojo, who are technically not our allies, but I don't know. This could be very interesting and potentially fatal. I'm the Mysterious JG. I want to thank you guys very much for watching. Man, so much for slowly growing to be the strongest force in Japan. I have to throw down with the Hojo now, or sacrifice the Matsudaira outright. Or, oh shoot, could I... What if I let the turn expire, send you back. Let the turn advance. We got people conspiring.
We march.
Oh, an event is happening. Well, poopy. Okay, I wanted to see if there's any diplomatic way out, like form an alliance with them, and once we're allied with them, then they have to withdraw. But now, an actual story event's going down, and I really am trying to end the video and the session. So next time, folks, I sure hope I can trigger this event again. Maybe just in case I can't, we better go through it now. Nobunaga took up, but this doesn't count. We'll be loading next time. Nobunaga took up the position of the Oda clan after his father, Nobuhide. However, his fierce, wild conduct remained after his ascension, failing to gain the understanding of his retainers. Oh, no. Oh. I don't even know if I want this one, if we can avoid it somehow next time. Worried about the situation, Nobunaga's guardian, Masahide Hirate, arrived at a resolution. Lord Nobunaga, do you have a moment? What do you want, Gramps? I'm busy. Whatever you want to scold me about, do it later. It's very important. You see, I'm worried about what is to become of you, my lord, and of the Oda clan. Didn't I tell you to scold me later? Listen, Gramps, I'm the lord of the Oda. I've got more important things to do than keep the retainers smiling. I'm working on something they can't even dream of. So I don't have any time. I can't listen to your complaints like I did back in the old days. Is that so, my lord? Yes, that is so. In that case, I shall write it in a letter. Do as you please. I'm off. See, that makes more sense with the young Nobunaga picture. I'll make him listen, even if it costs me my life. Then, that evening. My lord, it's an emergency. What's all the commotion? Lord Hirate has taken his own life. What? Gramps, that can't be. Why would he? The details are unclear. However, there was a letter beside him. That can't. Give it to me. Now, from beyond the grave, my message. As promised, I wrote it in a letter. This is Gramps' final scolding. Before you become this clan's leader, and after you pursued your ambitions relentlessly. As your guardian, I am proud of you from the bottom of my heart. However, do keep one thing in mind. Your ambition, Lord Nobunaga, belongs not to you alone. The retainers of the clan all wish to support that ambition in their own way. That is why they want to complain when they see you tackling your project all alone. So I beg of you, Lord Nobunaga, instead of charging recklessly towards your wish, keep those around you in mind. You must make light of those who understand and will help you pursue your goal. You must not make light of them, I guess. And if Gramps opening his stomach caused you to change your attitude, my lord, then no one will be suspicious of its suddenness. I beg of you, for your sake, and for the sake of this clan, to hear this plea I have exchanged my life for. Love and kisses, Hirate. ... All right, Gramps. This is one scolding I'll take to heart. Nobunaga held Masahide's letter tightly. As he held back his cries, his hands trembled ever so slightly. Afterwards, Nobunaga's conduct completely changed, being thoughtless and wild no longer. The warnings that cost Masahide his life caused Nobunaga to grow greatly, not only as the leader of the Oda, but as a daimyo of the Sengoku era as well. So I've gained the talented trait. This is thanks to the death of Hirate.
Your orders. Here is last month's balance. Reporting in.
Okay. So... yeah, I want to continue. I want to continue for another 24 months. And I want to... They are hostile towards us. We can request alliances and reinforcements. I want to... yeah, they are wary because we refused their request, so I'm not going to use this regardless. But I want a marriage alliance between... well, I got a couple of people to choose from. Let's bring a little bro off to... who's their most talented daughter? Hey. Okay, they're not going to allow that. The alliance will last as long as the marriage lasts. It's going to take 25 days to arrive. Then we will let the Matsudaira meet their fate. There is no way they can hold them. So we're family with them. Although they held them long enough. Christianity is spreading. Clans receive a ceasing are visited by Western merchants and can build churches. So it hasn't reached us yet, but it's not too far off. Oh, that's another thing. In the my off-screening, Christianity had already reached the Oda. Okay, we got some Ronin warriors. Again, this video is going real long, and it's not even going to count, really. I'm just... oh, we never even hired Toshi Ie in this world. And now I want to negotiate... mediate. Still can't do that, even though we got a marriage alliance. So I've got a marriage alliance with them. Lost a lot of trust, which is odd. Yeah, we have a marriage going, and now we trust each other even less. Negotiate. Dissolve, vassal, submit. It doesn't look like that marriage did anything to help the...
We march.
No, I don't care about any of this anymore. Looks like the well, the Hojo obviously took that city, and it would appear that we didn't actually help the Matsudaira at all by doing that.
We march.
Like, will they let me target these guys? I probably will go all the way down there and get a message to say that if I attack them, we'll be breaking the alliance.
Let's begin the meeting. Here is last month's balance. Reporting in.
Because I'm pretty sure $100 can't call a truce with a third clan, can't use the Imperial Court to do it. I'm pretty sure I can't save the Matsudaira without actually using military force.
Stop here. Right.
Yeah, I just hang out and watch. I hang out and watch. We're allies, so I'm not allowed to attack. Okay, so that was a bit of experimenting, but oh, shoot. Looks like we are going to have to be prepared to fight a big-ass fight against the Hojo, and I don't know if we can win. I guess if we're fighting using the defenses at the Matsudaira's castle to our advantage, maybe we can inflict enough damage that it's not worth the Hojo's time anymore. But at this point, without our direct intervention, the Matsudaira lose Hikuma and Nagashino, and the Hojo are not stopping there. There's this little border here that kind of sometimes marks a region where they'll just... No. They want to come in here and take Yoshida Castle too. They're pretty much going to take out the Matsudaira. So next time on Nobunaga's Ambition, Sphere of Influence, so much for my different ideas of how to proceed. Looks like the Hojo have forced my hand. See you next time.